y'all, welcome back. My name is Shamika, and this is Check the Rhymes. Y'all, I am so excited to be here. Today, we are talking about the new film called They Will Kill You. It is a new horror action comedy from Warner Brothers, and it's in theaters right now. It dropped on March 27th, so make sure you check that out. And today, in the building, I have Emmy-nominated actress Zazie Beetz, and she plays a housekeeper in the film. And we're going to talk about her role and what we can expect in this film. And since there are Black folks involved, I want to know: do they make it to the end? We're going to talk about it, so stay tuned. Hi, Zazie. Welcome to Check the Rhymes. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Doing well. Well, we've got to talk about They Will Kill You. That sounds so
Uh,
ominous.
I know it is very ominous, very to the point, for
Very,
sure.
very. So tell me a little bit about what the film is about and the character that you play.
hmm So my film is about a woman. Her name is Asia, and she experiences sort of this initial trauma with her sister. They get separated, and 10 years later, she is trying to find her again and wants to reconcile. And this leads her into this hotel sort of situation where she gets hired as a maid, but then realizes she's a sacrificial offering for the devil. And so she has to fight her way through the night and all while still pursuing her sister. So that's sort of the walnut shell version of the story. Yeah.
Wow. So I'm a chicken when it comes to horror films. So what
Hmm.
made you decide that you wanted to work on this film?
I think it's honestly, before everything, I think it's a comedy. It's really funny, and the script read like that. I really enjoyed the script. I thought I was whipping through the pages, and the energy of it really popped off to me. And so after meeting Kirill and watching his previous films, I just could really see his vision. I liked that it was an original story and not a part of like some other IP. And I just thought also the character was interesting. I thought she was dealing with guilt and shame, and I saw sort of potential for me as an actor to be doing interesting work there.
Hmm.
Even with all the sort of like campy elements of the movie, I feel like I still had to remain grounded, and the stakes for my character are all very real. So yeah, I just thought it was fun, and it looked interesting and fresh to me, and like something I had never really seen before. So I wanted to jump in.
A lot of times I see a lot of, especially on social media, and even before social media, there was a lot of joking about, oh, you know, Black people are killed off right in the middle or right in the early
Mhm.
part of the film. But I'm going to assume
Yeah.
because this
Yes.
film is around
I
you
mean, I don't want
guys.
to give anything away. No spoilers, but assumptions can likely be made.
Right. So are you someone who actually likes scary movies, or do you scare easily? Because you've mentioned that your characters, those moments are very real.
Yeah, I would say I don't scare super easily. Funnily enough, I guess I don't love like extreme gore, but and this movie is very gory, but I think this movie is gory, in a fun way. We use a lot of practical gags and like puppets and things like that. And so, the blood is like cherry red, and it's sort of again like leads in sort of comedy. So I've encountered a few people who aren't into gory things, aren't into horror, and they've been like, I loved it. And so I think this is actually sort of horror skeptic friendly while still getting, I think, that fun sort of like horror experience that people do enjoy. But yeah, I do. I like a little thrill in my bones when I go to the theater. I think it's fun, and especially in the movie theater when you're all able to react together, it's a really cool uniting experience. So that's why you should go see it in theaters this weekend.
Yeah. So the flip side of this, because I saw all the conversation, even hearing from people with the movie Sinners, they were like, "Oh, it's satanic and all this stuff." Um,
Mm.
what do you say to people that are heavily into their religion about why
Mm.
it's okay to go ahead and see this film?
Well, I guess it's anti-devil.
Yeah.
It's not like for satanic cults, I will say that. So, it's definitely not uh, praising kind of the worship of something dark. But ultimately, I think people need to follow their own personal convictions and whatever feels right for them. I'm personally not Christian, so that doesn't affect me in that way. But I understand just wanting to protect your energy. And like, I think we all do that too, to whatever degree is important. So for me, it's most important that you feel good about what you're doing. So,
Absolutely. So, how did you decompress after like you're filming all day this horror action comedy film, and then you've got to go home and go back to being yourself? And
yeah.
I'm the type that if am involved in something like this, or if I even watch something, I'm going to dream about it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm actually a huge dreamer too. I dream all the time and a lot. So I get that. I'm definitely a dreamer. For me, I feel like everyone says this, but I say this too. I am an introvert, and I think I'm like great I feel like I can interface with people, and I'm like, I think people think like an introvert means you're just like awkward, and I'm like, no, it just means you need to like recharge on your own. But
Yeah.
so, being on set is extremely social, just like it's just constant socialization. And then on top of that, sort of being very active and stunt work and blah, blah, blah. So I was very exhausted every day. And for me, that just means like when I went home and my weekends, I really just kind of had to be like silent. Like when I went home, I would just be like, no music, no nothing, not watching anything for like an hour because I just needed to decompress completely.
Hmm.
And yeah, on the weekends, like sleeping a lot and socializing was more, I really needed to decompress. So I was less likely to like go out and do stuff. I just really wanted to be in my bed and recharge. So that, kind of that basic thing, but I go hard on that. Like I really need my
Yeah.
quiet recharge time so that I can be fully present the next day.
I can relate to that. And I actually I need to do more of that. As you're talking, I'm like, yeah, that might be what I do this weekend.
Yeah. Which is okay if that's what you need. And I felt like I was like, oh, I need that. Like I didn't feel like I was like not trying to not have experiences or be lazy or something. I was like, no, I just really needed that. It filled my well, and then I felt so ready to jump back in on Monday and excited.
Well, when people go check this film out this
Fine.
weekend, what do you hope they
Mm.
walk away feeling? Or, do you hope they look at buildings differently? Do you hope they, what do you hope?
I hope people walk away feeling levity and just joy and I there's a lot going on right now and I feel like sometimes we need a little bit of a mental break and so I hope people kind of get that from this film. It's supposed to be fun and playful and um I also hope, so really the underlying message of the film is sort of the exploration of the corruption of wealth. And I think that's very relevant to today. So I hope people feel like um, eat the rich, I guess, at the end of
Yeah.
this movie. So that is, yeah, two takeaways that I hope people have. And the power of love, I guess. This movie is sort of driven by love and what you would do for the people you love. That too.
I love that. Well, thank you, Zazie, so much for coming on Check the Rhymes. They Will Kill You is open exclusively in theaters right now. So go check it out this weekend, you guys. It's from Warner Brothers. It sounds like a great film. The trailer's out right now, right? If you want to check that out
Oh, yeah.
before you head to
Yeah,
the
totally.
theater.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, the trailer I think is a great representation of the film. I think they did a great job with that. So if you like the trailer, you're gonna like the movie.
Yes, the trailer already had me spooked, so I think you guys should
Yeah.
absolutely check
Okay,
it out.
maybe you might go in with one eye closed.
Right, exactly. Good date movie.
Yeah, it's a good date movie. I agree. I agree.
Thank you, Zasi. Have a wonderful rest of
Thank
your day.
you. Thank you. You too.